Hello, I'm back with the Prokofiev Sixth Sonata. I must say, because I just started redoing work on this sonata and working on stuff I hadn't done, yesterday I went through the whole last movement, and I could reinforce it now, but I'm choosing to go to the third movement instead, which I'd started. I certainly have some markings for several pages into it, but I most definitely did not complete. So I'm going to start there, third movement. Oops. Okay, so he's got the E down here, which I misread as a G for a moment. Double booked. And he has it again. So basically, he's written something a little bit confusing. He wants the E to hold, but he doesn't, because at the very moment he says dotted quarter tied to a quarter, he says in the left hand, play a quarter with an eighth note rest, and then play it again. So I'm going to have to guess his intent. Same kind of issue here. Oh, I wrote a question mark in measure 13. Because he has E again with no time. Okay, so that restatement is an appropriate demarcation point. I should get the first four lines represent the whole first statement. So C major. Very chromatic. Arrives on C major. Seventh, and here we are in D major. So I have no idea what he could possibly have been thinking of in writing his tied lower E here. It makes no sense whatsoever. And you know, students who assume that the composer always knows what he's talking about will be driven batty by this kind of detail unless they learn when and how to violate the literal translation of the note into reality. In this case, you can't be literal about what's being asked of you, because it's impossible to do what's being asked of you. So, with these very big chords, this is an 11th, I really need the third finger on G, and also So I can't just grab them on the fly. I have to set my hand up. So that means being sure to take time for that solo. In many ways, the last movement, which has far more activity and certainly is far faster, makes far fewer physical demands than this one. This is full of very sinewy, contorted holdings on, which requires an awfully thoughtful physical strategy to make it work. So, many of us have discovered that a lot of technical demands sometimes are centered on slow movements because of the extreme control requirements. And it's not just voicing or beauty of tone or whatever. In this case, it's sheer slow motion gymnastics. But I'm going to write it anyway. 2, 4, 5. Also, certainly time enough for me to be aware of the voicing. Well, actually, what we have is the primary voice on top becoming very static. So then the soprano takes over again. So, in fact, the soprano loses its primacy there. Prokofiev very nicely has bothered to put an accent into the alto voice to indicate some of its importance. Again, I need a very big chord that I need time to set up. I get it. Not so weird. I've written 1 twice, and the reason is I'm playing a 10th, then an octave. I couldn't possibly get to the 2nd, not without severe strain, going from the 10th to the octave. So 1 to 1 makes perfect sense. Same tone, 11th in the bass. So in here I have the least amount of time. Oh, it's not the same, because I've had that before with an A between a D and a G, and this time it's a B, so it's a different finger. I need time to set it up. should know this finger. Third finger for these 11ths. Well, the 11ths with a fifth above the bass. If there's a sixth above the bass, then I would do a second finger. Okay, this is very much similar, so I want to check out exactly how similar it is. Okay, the primary difference is the left hand crossing over. So instead of coming up here, it's up here. Fourth finger. In the left hand to make this a little smaller. So. Nasty left hand part. That is a surprise. Written an enharmonically weird chord in measure 20. F flat, B double flat, and D flat as an A major chord. Why? Because it's 10 times easier to read as an A major chord. I'm just unwilling to pursue every last theoretical reason why he spells it the way he has. A flat. So if I go to third finger in measure 20 on D flat, it automatically points me in the direction of the line. In other words, changing the fingering signals melodically what's going on. I'm curious. Major 7th. Prokofiev does this so often. He'll take a melody and transpose it. And part of what makes it stick is the specific physical topography of the given key. So this key feels very different, and I also have to check to make sure that the intervals and the chords are exactly the same, which is often the case, which is what makes it even weirder, because we're not making diatonic allowances. We're just taking all those relationships and duplicating them in another pitch place. Major, second inversion. Minor, first inversion. Minor. Minor, major. That's minor. Does that make sense? No. See? Very good that I checked, because there's a big flat hidden in there. A very big natural sign for the D natural, which I misrepresented as being for the B flat. Okay, so it is perfect transposition. And the fingering is changed because of that B flat. I use second instead of thumb. Ooh. Okay, the other interesting distinction is this statement has the left hand crossing over as the second statement of the original theme in C did. So, this was so far so good. Let's see if I've got to be very careful with those big chords because it's so easy to misread the ledger lines in this case as a third higher than they actually are. Yeah, how about that rhythm? Okay, so far it looks like a pure transposition. Told me it was wrong, but now my eyes did. Okay, I've reached the point of my inability to play the big chord. I have a tritone plus an octave. That's outside of my realm. Okay, so silly. I've been turning over to the thumb there. That's not necessary. I'll just move my hand. Also, this whole section needs to be practiced hands alone. There's just enough complexity. case you were wondering. Fifth finger on E flat, measure 29. Unexpected, but I need to be holding on. I need a first inversion C minor hand position, so that's what I need to do to make that happen. Okay, just a minute or two more. I'm going to do the left hand. Big chord. Bass notes, I'm just going to write them just to be absolutely sure that I never consider them to be octaves when they're tenths. Sloppy here because he writes a held left hand quarter note when there are 3/8 in the 9/8 beat. So it doesn't indicate a rest or anything, it just disappears. Whereas in the preceding one where you can't even hold it, he writes a dotted note that I can reach. So this one I can't. More comfortable, I'll go to 2. Well, I don't need that. Okay, we are at measure 3. I'm just going to make a little mark. Things will get more animated. Things will get more involved. It's a pretty involved movement altogether. Rather complex. Okay, I will come back.